It is a rainy day in Cleveland, but there's very little that can dampen the excitement of the fans of the Cavaliers. Up 3-1 and can advance to the Eastern Conference Finals with a victory over the New Jersey Nets. It's Game 5 of this Eastern Conference Semifinals series. And right now, let's check out our McDonald's starting lineups for the New Jersey Nets. Mikki Moore, unheralded, with a career game of 25 points in game number 4, but it'll be Jason Kidd who will be on center stage. And of course, LeBron James coming off a 30-point game, leading the Cleveland Cavaliers, who can advance to the conference finals for the first time since 1992. Dick Stockton along with Reggie Miller and Stephanie Reddy with us as well. So it's 3-1 in favor of Cleveland. They are home. Who's the pressure on tonight, Reg?
Well, you would think it would be the Nets, but really the pressure's on the Cavs. If memory serves me, up 3-2 last year against Detroit, that goes sevens. This is a young team that is on the verge, but they're going to get the player in Jason Kidd, who's been to the mountaintop and back. Talking with Coach Frank, he's going to put the ball in Jason's hands. There's no way his big three is going to go 11 for 48 in back-to-back games. They want it all to ride on their big three, Vince Carter, Jason Kidd, Richard Jefferson. But this is a big moment for the Cavs.
And of course, as far as the New Jersey Nets are concerned, Lawrence Frank agrees with you. He says the pressure is on them. Unlike last year when they had the Miami Heat, when Dwayne Wade was at the top of his game and Shaq was there, he says this team, we win this game and go back home, we could easily force a 7th game and anything could happen in a 7th game. As far as Mike Brown is concerned, may be interesting, he said no need for a lot of motivational speeches. He says his team knows what it has to do. And they are going wild at Quicken Loans Arena, waving the white flags. The Cavaliers winning 50 games for the 2nd straight year, as you mentioned, losing to Detroit last year, but within 1 win of getting to the Eastern Finals. The officials tonight are Danny Crawford, Bob Delaney, and Mike Callahan.
Well, this is also a team that has grown up in a year. I think LeBron James understanding the disappointment and losing in 7 games against Detroit last year. This is a chance for him to redeem themselves and be in a place that they haven't been in since 1992, the conference finals.
And the Nets want to avoid going out in the 2nd round for the 5th consecutive year. So that's the setting as we get underway. In a row after the first 2 free throws by Jefferson. Nearly 3 minutes gone by first quarter. Jason Kidd. And Jason Kidd, who did everything but score, was 2 for 13. And here's Jason Kidd again. And Mike Brown said Jason Kidd has no quit in him, as we all know. With his back to the wall, he's as good as anyone, maybe in the history of the game, as he hits a 3 and 5 points for Kidd to start it off.
Well, that's a welcoming sight. Really struggled.
Here's Kidd driving to the basket against Ilgauskas. So Jason Kidd, starting off in brilliant manner, has 7 of the first 9 points for the Nets. Here is Jefferson on the break. Kidd backs up, not going to challenge LeBron. James guarding Kidd. Runs into a Mikki Moore screen, but Kidd with a low pass. Jefferson saves it. So Richard Jefferson saves the day on that sequence for the Nets for the foul here.
Well, we talk about the one guy that has all the experience on the floor, the future Hall of Famer, Jason Kidd.
All 5 Cavalier starters are in the scoring column. Only 2 starters have scored for the Nets. And Jason Collins on the bench with 2 early fouls. Nachbar for 3, and he's got it. So Nachbar, who had struggled, 1 for 7.
By LeBron James is his court vision at 6'8", being able to see the floor. You've got to have big guys who have great hands. Drew Gooden's one of those guys that have good, solid hands.
And here's Nachbar, hot with 2 threes in a row. So Boki Nachbar, and that.
Now what those two three-pointers are going to do is going to open up the penetration for Vince Carter and Richard Jefferson.
How about a third for Nachbar? He's got it. Boki Nachbar hits 3 in a row and feeling it out here at Quicken Loans Arena, and Mike Brown wants to call a timeout. 3.5 remain in the opening quarter, and the Nets have 3 threes in a little over a minute to open up a 5-point bowl.
Well, we talked about this being their best small lineup is when Boki Nachbar is at the 4 position. Because of his three-point shooting ability, he's going to stretch the defenses out so Vince Carter and Richard Jefferson and Jason Kidd can get in there. You talk about one person who is excited that this has happened, it has to be Coach Lawrence Frank, because Boki Nachbar has been struggling to this point in the series.
And as you pointed out, opens up everything for the penetration by Jason Kidd to set other people up. The Nets red hot, 3 of 4 from 3-point range in the early going, and that has quieted the flag-waving, towel-waving crowd here. They were 1 for 13 in the final quarter of the game, and in the series, shooting 40%. The rest of the Nets are 48%. So they've got to step it up, and as Lawrence Frank said, I know everyone looks at can we come back from 3 to 1. They never have had to before, but you just have to take care of the one game. Moore with his first point of the game cannot convert the follow. So the Cavaliers shooting 42%. The Nets a gaudy 62. Carter working his way in against Gooden, banks it in. First field goal of the game for Vince Carter. Nachbar is on the mark, and Jason Kidd doing his usual terrific job of feeding, but also hitting from outside. So after 1 quarter here in Game 5, the Nets lead 24 to 18.
Vince Carter doing a good job of acting, but he got the call.
Williams to Jefferson. Boone setting a screen, picked up by Ilgauskas. James back on him. Here is Carter with the quick turnaround. And Carter now with 4 points in the game. He is 2 for 3 from the field. Right. Boone getting the rebound on the miss inside. And right now the Cavaliers are letting the Nets be in position here to take one on the road as Marcus Williams with an impressive penetration down the middle.
Rookie on rookie right here as Marcus Williams, the brush screen off the break with the teardrop in the lane, and
Jason Kidd comes back in the game, replacing Vince Carter, who goes out with 4 points. So Kidd with Williams, Nachbar, Boone, and Jefferson. And Jefferson with a 2-point field goal. And now 6 points.
Lawrence Frank, he took out the rookie Marcus Williams. He brought in a little bit more offensive punch in Eddie House.
Eddie House had been injured. Been out since March, and House hits the 3, so that move pays off in a big way.
Yeah, but if I'm Antoine Wright, I don't save that ball underneath my basket. You got to eat that one, and eat the ball right there, and let them take it out and run another play.
Here's Wright penetrating and laying it in. Pretty play by Antoine Wright. And the Nets are up 30. Long rebound, and Antoine Wright times his jump. Hughes is 1 for 8 to start this game. Vince Carter back in the game, and the follow is good. And Vince Carter, after missing the...
You know, I know Larry Hughes, when he's having a bad game, he tosses his. Maybe Vince Carter is doing a little bit the same. It's paying off.
House in the game with Moore, Carter, Kidd, and Antoine Wright, and the layup by Jason Kidd, who...
In Cleveland.
You said the pressure's on them, and...
Absolutely.
And they are, because... you lose here tonight, you go back to New Jersey. Anything can happen in a Game 7 if New Jersey can convert. And there's Mikki Moore inside, and it's 41 to 35. And right now, this Cavaliers.
Let's see, Nachbar got off to that great start, 3 of 4 from beyond the arc. Let's see if he still has that touch.
Feed inside, and Vince Carter finds Mikki Moore. So Carter doing a great job with his 3rd assist, and all were beauties. They feel they're confident that they want to keep playing, and they show no indication that they're ready to say sayonara.
Well, shooting 55% from the field, you know, speaking with Coach Franks, he says, look, no disrespect to the Cavaliers, to LeBron James, but we feel we're just as good as this team, if not better.
Jefferson feeding Boone, or Carter, that is.
Now, back to you in Cleveland.
All right, Ernie, thank you very much. Pavlovich misses both free throws, and Nachbar hits a 2. So Nachbar with 11 points off the bench.
An opportunity to be open. Then Vince Carter. We can't let this guy kill us in the closeout game. So Mikki Moore gets an easy dunk because of that. The best players usually get the most attention, and all of a sudden,
when I come through, everything gon' stop. When I come through, everything gon' stop. When I come through, everything gon' stop. Now move, 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 move. When I come through, everything gon' stop. When I come through, everything gon' stop. X come through, everything gon' stop. Now move, move, move.
Done. Jason Kidd, he started the tone by attacking the defense, and finally, a Boki Nachbar sighting. 3 of 5 from beyond the arc. And the lone really bright spot for the Cavaliers.
Hanging in with the edge and free throw, so we'll see what happens in the third quarter. That was a big difference for the Cavaliers in game number 4 as Jefferson goes up and gets the first basket.
Starting off this third quarter on the post, being aggressive, and right there goes up for the layup. And with the off arm, the left hand inadvertently gets LeBron James in the nose.
A little bit of an uphill climb now for the Cavaliers here in the third quarter. Jason Kidd looking inside. Kidd has 6 assists. And right behind is Carter with 5. Moore wide open for the shot. No one guarding Mikki Moore, who is now 4 of 7 and has 8 points. Lawrence Frank and the Nets try to win one on the road and force a game 6 in New Jersey. Here is Jefferson faking against LeBron. He knows LeBron has 3. Kidd delivers with a 3. Jason Kidd with his second 3-point field goal. Well, for Larry Hughes, he's now 1 for 14 from the field. And the stuff is they're not getting enough field goals. And Kidd, meanwhile, 6 of 8 for 14 points. And the
well, if you're New Jersey, you got to stay aggressive. Can't settle for jump shots. Keep attacking the paint and putting pressure on the Cavs defenders.
Here is Jefferson leaving it for Moore. Jefferson hitting. So Richard Jefferson 4 of 6 for 10 points.
And that's all Collins is in there for, to play Big Z and to pick up offensive fouls and rebounds.
It would be bad enough for the Cavaliers to lose a closeout game at home in this situation, but if they lose by a big margin, as Jefferson hits a 3, that really will wreak havoc with their heads, I would think, going into.
Well, the Cavs need some type of spurts, and the only way you're going to get spurts is that you got to stop up the other end and try to get some easy ones in transition.
Here's Jefferson, who's been a hot shooter tonight. Kidd drives in and gets the lay-in. Jason Kidd. And Kidd very. And with the ball. And Jefferson, who's 5 for 8 from the field. Great move. Great move beating LeBron James to the basket on a terrific first step. 20-point lead. Marines teamwork play of the game.
Well, Lawrence Frank said his big 3 couldn't go 11 of 48 again tonight. Vince Carter to Mikki Moore, getting it done in other areas. 16 of the 18 assists coming from the big 3. Richard Jefferson looking down. And here's Jay Kidd, who really set the tone early by getting into the paint and getting everyone involved. Definitely look. Even Cavaliers and the Detroit Pistons should know better. Detroit with that championship experience. As we said at the start of the show, you know, the Cavaliers are a little unproven here. This is uncharted waters for them. They have a chance. I've had some great coaches. You know, Larry Brown, Larry Bird, Isaiah Thomas, and they all were very unique. Rick Carlisle you can throw in there. But probably the biggest pressure one was probably Larry Bird. Obviously, he's, you know, a championship player. We tried to make him a championship coach. And I think just...
He was shaken up in one of them and came out. Game number 3. 72 to 52. Huge edge and great defense tonight by the New Jersey Nets. Here is Mikki Moore, and Moore hits. So Mikki Moore now 6 of 10, 14 points, 4 players in double figures, and a 59% shoot. Now playing for the last shot of the third quarter are the New Jersey Nets. Gibson looking for the steal against Kidd. Easier said than done. Here is Carter. And there's Carter to Kidd for 3. And that's a huge 3-point basket for the Nets.
There's still life for the Cavs.
Well, the Nets outscore the Cavaliers, Reggie, in the third quarter 30-20. And with 12 minutes remaining in regulation, the Nets trying to stay alive in the series in front 77-59. Single digits, partner, 79-70. With 4:20 remaining in the fourth, this crowd on its feet. Can the Cavaliers stage a major comeback? They were down by as many as 22. Here is Vince Carter shooting over Ilgauskas, and a big basket for the Nets to try to quell the rally. So our final score tonight, the New Jersey Nets 83, the Cleveland Cavaliers 72. And so for Reggie Miller, Stephanie Reddy, and the rest of our crew, I'm Dick Stockton saying goodnight from Cleveland. Coming up next, it's Game 5 between the Spurs and the Suns. TNT is your exclusive home for the Eastern Conference Finals. So long, everybody.